Hey, in this video we're only going to talk about preflop. I think it's the most important thing when you start at poker. So I'm not gonna explain to you what I'm doing post flop. We're just gonna look at the preflop. I have 3 phones on the left, in the middle, and on the right. Each phone has different tables, and you can see the hands up there. So you can see that on this table I folded A2, sorry, and on that table I have king. So we're only going to talk about preflop. So he opened, I raised, because this is a good hand. We want to raise preflop, we want to play it fast. We want to put money in the middle, it's a good hand. We want to attack with this one. It's definitely not a monster, but it's a very strong hand. Now post flop, I will not really explain what I'm doing. So we're just going to look at it. That's all. King 2 in the middle, we're not going to call because there are many people in the middle already. It's just not good. It's just not good to play against 4 people. We don't play this hand. On the left, I can raise as a bluff or I can fold. He opened, I 3-bet, he calls. He has a lot of weak hands. You can see I have his queen, his jack. If I raise, he fold. You can still have it. I'm gonna fold, but I'm not sure. Bluffing would have been terrible if he was an aggressive player. Bluffing would be actually really good. 9-7, we never play this hand. 8-3, neither. So you can see that I already pressed the fold button, so we can focus on other tables. So you can always play a bad hand like this one for fun, obviously. But when you'll be tired of losing money at poker, you will realize that these hands will never make you win money. Sometimes you can win money with this hand, of course. Sometimes you can make 2 pair, a full house, or just a good pair. But most of the time, these hands will lose. That's why you should never play them. But anyway, you can play them if you want to, if you think it's fun. But we are here to learn how to play better preflop. So ace-5, it's not good to play because there are 5 people behind me, so somebody will wake up with a strong hand, somebody can raise me, so I will never play. We're basically waiting for strong hands, and then we're gonna raise or re-raise. So we're either gonna open, or if somebody open, we can 3-bet. 3-bet is a raise preflop. I'm gonna get back at that table. There's a very bad player here, and this guy is he's a pro, but he's not an aggressive pro. Queen 10 is good. I'm not gonna call because I don't want many people to come in. I just want to play 1v1, or I just want to win already and win 2.5. And King 10 on the right, it's okay, King 10, but he's raising really big. And online, when people raise really big like this, they have a monster. King 3 offsuit is a trash, so we never play it. Queen 10, I raise and he re-raised, so now it's important to ask ourselves, what does he say he has? He's saying he has a monster, like 2 ace, 2 king, 2 queen, ace king, ace queen. And if he has these hands, I am completely dead, so I should never ever call this hand. Calling here would be horrible. So we would be happy if we fold or if we call, but if we raise. We just follow the plan and we fold. Usually a good way to play is to think about what we're going to do if the opponent raise. For example, 2 king, if I open and somebody raise, I'm going to re-raise because it's a monster. He's opening, I'm going to raise him. I'm going to 3-bet him. 3-bet is 3 times, but we have a lot of money behind, so I'm actually going to go bigger. But Jack 8, suited. It's suited, it's connected. I can put half a chip and get to see the flop. 2 king on the right, sadly he folded, but that's life. It's not, if you think, oh, see, raising was bad because he folded, I should have not raised. If you think this way, you don't understand anything about poker. That's just not how it works. Of course, when I'm raising, sometimes he's gonna fold. And it's sad because I have 2 king and he fold. But if he call, we're probably going to be able to go all in by the river, and that's what I want to do. At the end of the day, I want to make as much money as I can. I'm going to stop talk about Jack 8. Jack 8, I have a monster draw, I have a straight draw and a flush draw, so we should play this one fast. I'm going to raise big. Hopefully fold. If he calls, that's okay. I still have, I think here I have probably 60% chance to get a straight or a flush. So actually, if he raise, I'm kind of happy too. If he raise, I'm just gonna go in. He call. A king is coming. We're gonna look at how he play. He's kind of passive, so I can bet small and yeah, I'm gonna bet small to help he calls and he fold, which is pretty fine actually. Sure, sometime I hit the river like this one, but sometimes I don't. If he fold, I'm actually quite happy. We always think about poker like we want to make big hands. We want to win big pot, but actually at poker we don't. In the long run, all of your money come from small pots, never from big pots. Because it's easy to win a big pot. It's easy when you have a straight or a full house to go all in, right? Sorry, I'm gonna close that. But when everybody have a flush or a full house, everybody can go all in. Everybody know how to play. The difference between a winning and a losing player, it's, sorry, I don't know why it's lagging. I think I'm gonna have to stop the video. That's annoying. I'm just gonna play with my hands. King 10, I'm not gonna play it because he raised 4. It's too big. Online is too big. Ace 4, we can see the flop and play a hand. So let's see the flop and play a hand. Now it's important with my ace 4 to play slow because I don't have a very good ace. I have a medium hand, so I would rather make them bluff, let them bluff, rather than try to put money in the middle. If I put money in the middle and they raise me, I'm really sad because I have an ace and a 4. Now I have a decision on the turn. I think I'm gonna bet because if I'm checking, they're gonna be too passive. So we're just gonna go and bet ourselves. 9-8, I misclick. Sorry. And now ace 4 is a bit annoying. I'm gonna bet small because it's actually not great. If he has a 10, he's never gonna call if I bet big. If he has a flush, well, he's gonna raise me and I'm obviously gonna fold. See, he has a flush or a straight here. So we're just gonna fold. So I bet small and I managed to lose the minimum, basically, which is great. I lose here, but at poker we don't try to win hands. We try to make the best decision. So here the best decision is definitely to fold. Because when he's raising me here, I'm only winning if he bluff because I have a bad ace. If he had a better ace, he would have probably raised before. So now when he's raising, he's saying he has a flush or a straight or a full, which I lose with this hand, or a bluff. I only win if he bluff. And is it easy to bluff here? It's always the question you ask yourself. And here it's actually very difficult to bluff because he has very little hands he can bluff with. So basically it's just a very easy fold. With experience you can see it's easy fold, but when you're not experienced at poker you might feel like, how can I fold? I have 3 aces, but no. I have 3 aces, but he's actually telling me he has better, and I don't think he's good enough to have bluff here. So. King 3, he opened 3, so I'm gonna defend my blind. And here we hope he doesn't put a lot of money in the middle because I just have a pair of 3. It's not a great hand. If he's betting, we're obviously gonna call. I have a pair of 3 plus I have a king, which is bigger than these two. So if a turn is a king, I have the best hand. And I have 3 diamonds, so I can make a flush later on. Now I can't make a flush later on, but a 10 make me win because a 10 gives me a straight. So if he bet, I'll probably consider calling or raising. I'm not sure about raising here against him. If I raise, I don't see him folding. I have 7 to win 28. I need to be right 25% of the time. I have 4. Yeah, I think I have to call. And now do I bluff? This is sticky. It's not that sticky. I think I'm gonna bluff. I'm gonna turn my hand into a bluff. My hand is not good enough, and I can make him fold ace king, ace queen. I can make him fold jack, jack nine, queen jack sometime. And he folded. Mission accomplished. Ace queen, I'm opening. He's three betting. I can call and I can re-raise. So I open, he three bet. I can call or I can four bet with ace queen. I'm just gonna call because I think it's just much easier to play than to four bet and get into a very big pot with a hand that isn't so good in a four bet pot. Because when you four bet, you're just saying you have aces, kings, queens, jacks maybe. Anyway, I check. He bet half pot. Just gonna fold. I'm just gonna fold. If I had ace, king of club or spades, I would call, but yeah, king is kind of bad for me. On the left, ace 8, I open, he's 3-bet. He 3-bet small. I think I'm gonna call because he 3-bet small, but it's not great. He should go much bigger here because there's already so much money in the middle. He should probably go 17 or 18. Okay, so now we have 2 ace, which is, it looks good, but it's not that good because he 3-bet. So he has a lot of ace king, ace queen, ace jack, and I have a lot of nothing. So I'm gonna call. Obviously, I have a pair of ace, but if he go bet flop, bet turn, all in river with my ace 8, I think I'm just fucked and I have to fold. Turn, we get lucky, we make 2 pair. Do we raise here? I think I'm gonna raise. Just because it can still have like king, queen of heart, and I want him to call his king, queen of heart. If I bet raise this small, he has to call his king, queen of heart. And if he has ace king, ace queen, and the river is like a heart, he's not gonna put money in the middle anyway. So I choose to raise here, but we can also call. So there's always different ways to play every hand at poker. There's never like one best way to play, or really. King 2 in the middle. I'm opening because that's a hand that is barely good enough to open. It's kind of shitty, to be honest. I'm playing it. On the left, queen 7, we don't play it because there's so many people behind me. It's always the same idea. If there's only 1 or 2 people behind me, I will open it. But if there's like 9 people behind me, no way. King 2, I'm not going to explain what I'm doing. Don't do this. It's too advanced. It's a pro against a pro doing pro things. The question is, do I go all in here? I'm gonna give up here. Yeah, no. Unlucky. If I go all in, I think he can fold this one, but it's okay. I'm not trying to win my hand, I'm just doing what I think is the best move against another professional players. Sorry for the noise. 9-8 offsuit, we might open it because there are only 2 people behind me. But now I don't play it anymore, obviously. He's raising big, we're gonna fold. He's saying he has a good hand. If he has a good hand, I'm not gonna play it. So I think you start to get it that the way to play good at poker is kind of boring in the way that you have to wait for good hand. You just cannot like try to see the flop with random hand. You can do this when we play live with friends because there's a big difference with playing online and playing with friends. The first thing is when we play online, every time I play a hand, the poker side, they take some money from the pot. So there's 8 chips in the middle here. They're gonna take like maybe half a chip. And it doesn't sound much, half a chip, but every time you play a hand, they're gonna take half a chip. So at the end of the day, they take a lot. I think every week, basically, I'm paying something like $400 of fees, like this kind of fee, half a chip, half a chip, half a chip every time. Every week, it's around $400. So And that's me playing not many hand and only waiting for strong hand. If you start to play every hand, you're gonna pay like $1,000 or $2,000 of a fee every week because they're taking a little bit of money every time you play. So when you play online, you have to be careful and play less hands. When you play at home with friends, there's no fee. You don't pay fee every time you play hands. So you can play more hands, but it's still not an excuse to play a hand like Queen 2. You can play Queen 2 if you want because you think it's funny, but I want you to know that it's losing. Why is it losing? Sure, you can win one time with Queen 2 because you're gonna make 2 pair or you're gonna make a queen, but if you play Queen 2 1,000 times, you'll just lose a lot of money. So you should never play Queen 2. And that's it. It's that easy. So good players, they understand that they don't try to win this hand today. Good players, they're always trying to zoom out and look at 1 month or 1 year of poker and say, okay, if I'm playing Queen 2 every time I have it, how will be my results at the end of the year? Well, they're going to be really bad. If I never play Queen 2, my result at the end of the year will be really good. So that's what you want to do. You always want to think about what is the best way to play overall. Alright, it's long enough this video, so I'm gonna stop it here. So see you and good luck.